You know exactly what you need to do. The task sits on your to-do list, glowing like a low battery warning. You open a new tab instead. Your finger hovers over the scroll wheel. That's not laziness. That's your brain doing exactly what it was wired to do. Your brain is a prediction machine. Its number one job is to keep you alive. And to do that, it has to conserve energy. So it follows a law of least effort. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman named this the law of least effort. In his book Thinking, Fast and Slow, he explains your brain has two systems. System 1 is fast, automatic, effortless. System 2 is slow, deliberate, and expensive. Whenever possible, your brain will default to System 1. Not because you're weak, because your brain is an energy miser. It always looks for the path with the least resistance. Every single time. Why does that path feel so impossible to escape? In 1949, Canadian psychologist Donald Hebb proposed a theory that changed neuroscience. He said, neurons that fire together, wire together. Every time you think a thought or perform an action, you strengthen the neural pathway associated with it. So here's what that means for the path of least resistance. Every time you avoid the hard task and scroll instead, you physically deepen the groove of avoidance. The path becomes smoother, faster, more automatic. The path of least resistance gets even less resistant. This is why trying to force yourself with willpower feels like sprinting through waist-deep water. Your brain has a superhighway for distraction and a dirt trail for the hard thing. Willpower can't pave a road. It can only try to steer you onto one. So here's what's actually happening inside your brain at 9:43 a.m. Your System 1 perceives the task. It instantly runs a prediction. How much energy will this cost? It sees a big number. Immediately, it searches for a lower-cost alternative. It finds the social media tab, still open from earlier. Dopamine is cheaper. System 1 selects it. You're not even aware of the decision. It feels like you just ended up there. And every time you do, Hebb's rule makes the shortcut even faster. This is why the behavior feels so automatic. It is automatic. You are not choosing distraction. You are being chosen by a pathway you've spent months reinforcing. Here's the part that changes everything. Most advice tells you to fight this. To build more willpower. To block distractions. To try harder. That is the wrong approach entirely. You don't fight the path of least resistance. You hack it. You make the behavior you want the path of least resistance. This is the insight from Dr. B.J. Fogg, founder of the Stanford Behavior Design Lab. He created a formula. Behavior equals motivation plus ability plus a prompt. B equals map. If you want a behavior to happen, you can increase motivation, or increase ability, or add a prompt. Motivation is fickle. It's hard to control. But ability? You can make any behavior so easy that ability soars. So easy that your brain's resistance meter barely registers it. So easy that it becomes the new path of least resistance. Fogg calls this a tiny habit. So how do you actually do this? Pick one task. The one that makes you scroll away. Now, shrink it to a version so small it feels stupid. Not write the report. Open the document and type one terrible sentence. Not clean the kitchen. Wash one single plate. Not exercise. Put on your gym shoes and tie the laces. The 2-minute rule, made famous by productivity expert David Allen, says if a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. But we can go even smaller. Make it a 30-second habit. The goal isn't to finish. The goal is to make starting feel so effortless that your brain doesn't bother to search for a distraction. Because starting is the only place resistance lives. Once you start, momentum takes over. Action becomes its own reward. And over time, with tiny repetitions, you build a new neural pathway. A new superhighway. This time, one that leads to the thing you actually want. You know exactly what you need to do. But now you know you don't have to do it all. You just have to do the smallest, easiest, most laughably tiny version of it. That's not cheating. That's neuroscience.